Hey, welcome to The Explainer. We often think of the future as something way, way off in the distance, but 2025, it's literally right around the corner. And the things that are going to shape it aren't science fiction anymore. They're already here and they are moving fast. All right, let's get into it.
So let's just ask the question, what is next year actually going to feel like, in our day-to-day lives? When you go to work or the doctor's office, even how we create things or learn something new.
The answer, in just 2 letters, is AI. Artificial intelligence is shifting from this abstract idea into a real, practical, and seriously powerful tool. And it's pretty much set to redefine, everything. So, over the next few minutes, we're going to explore the key places where AI is set to make its biggest splash in 2025. And look, we're not talking about minor software updates here. We're talking about fundamental changes to our health, our jobs, and even how we express ourselves. Let's kick things off with 2 of the most human things there are, our health and our creativity. In both of these areas, AI is about to become a really intimate partner, opening up some incredible new doors.
First up, healthcare. By 2025, you're going to see AI algorithms become absolutely essential partners for doctors. Just picture this, an AI that can scan an X-ray or an MRI and spot the tiniest, earliest signs of a disease, sometimes with a level of precision even a human expert can't match. It's not about replacing doctors, it's about giving them superpowers.
And this isn't just a hypothetical. The numbers are real. Some studies suggest that by next year, AI-powered diagnostics could slash misdiagnosis rates by up to 20%. That is a massive, massive leap for patient safety.
Okay, but at the very same time, that exact same kind of power is being used to unlock our creativity. I'm talking about generative AI. The next generation of tools like ChatGPT or DALL-E. They're getting so good that they can churn out amazing, high-quality writing, images, you name it. The point isn't to replace artists, it's to make everyone an artist.
And think about what that actually means for people. The source material had this great quote from a hypothetical small business owner who could never afford a fancy ad agency. But with AI, they could create a whole professional marketing campaign in just a few hours. That's a total game changer, leveling the playing field for so many people. But, and this is a big but, here's the flip side. With all these incredible opportunities comes some really serious challenges. How do we keep our most sensitive health data private? And when anyone can generate anything, how do we know what's real anymore? These exact same questions pop up when we start talking about our jobs. Which brings us to our next huge trend, how AI is completely reshaping the workplace. And we're talking about a new kind of automation that's way more advanced than the assembly line robots you might be picturing. To get a sense of just how massive this shift is, just look at this number. By 2025, AI automation is projected to save businesses an absolutely mind-boggling $2 trillion annually. That's trillion with a T. This isn't just trimming the budget, it's a complete rewiring of how business gets done. So this is really the core puzzle we all have to figure out. On one hand, the promise is incredible, right? AI can optimize supply chains, slash waste, and handle all the boring, repetitive stuff, freeing up people to do more meaningful work. But the risk is just as real, and it raises totally valid fears about jobs getting displaced. The big question for all of us is, how do we navigate this transition without leaving people behind? And that leads us perfectly to our next trend, which honestly might be the most critical one of all, because as AI gets more powerful and woven into our lives, we have to be able to trust it, and that trust needs to be earned. You see, we can't just trust a black box. We need something called explainable AI. That means if an AI turns you down for a loan or flags something on a medical scan, you have a right to understand why. That's the whole idea behind new rules like the EU's AI Act. They're trying to build a foundation of transparency and accountability.
And building that trust really boils down to these 3 things. First, transparency. We need to know how it's making decisions. Second, fairness. The system can't be biased. And third, accountability. When it messes up, someone has to be responsible. This is basically the ethical blueprint for our AI future.
And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical debate. A principle like this one gets right to the heart of it. The source material points to the example of a bank using a biased AI for loan applications. Without these ethical guardrails in place, AI could just amplify human biases on a massive, terrifying scale, and the consequences would be very, very real. All right, for our final trend, let's talk about one of the most important parts of any society, education. Because in the classroom, AI is on the verge of bringing a kind of personalization that until now has only been a dream.
I want you to imagine an AI tutor that actually understands how each student learns. So if a kid is struggling with, say, a math problem, the AI adapts on the spot. It'll offer a different example, maybe a new way of explaining it, until that light bulb moment happens. It's like giving every single student their own personal guide.
And the potential here is just huge. Early studies are suggesting that these AI-powered learning tools could boost student retention rates by as much as 15%. That means more kids staying engaged, learning better, and actually succeeding.
But, and you knew this was coming, just like with everything else, there's a major hurdle to clear. The opportunity for tailored learning is fantastic. The challenge? Making sure every student can actually get their hands on these tools. Because if only the wealthy schools can afford them, AI could end up making the educational divide even worse.
So when you pull back and look at the whole picture, it becomes really clear that the story of AI in 2025, it's not just about cool new tech. It's about the choices that we, as a society, are about to make. Really, the whole path forward is just a series of balancing acts. It's about pushing for incredible innovation, but demanding strong ethics. It's about chasing efficiency, but making sure there's equity. It's balancing the magic of personalization with the fundamental right to privacy. For every single opportunity, there's a responsibility that comes with it. And that leaves us all with this one final, incredibly important question. AI isn't our destiny. It's a tool. It just happens to be one of the most powerful tools humanity has ever invented. The trends are clear, the potential is undeniable. The only question left is, what are we going to build with it?